I feel like if we're being formal, we should both go and get a glass of red wine. I feel like Shane's outdone us.
Go grab yourself a drink, boys. It's
Oh,
fine.
I've got
I'm
water.
down with
I've got
that.
water. It's fine.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna grab myself a drink. Fuck it.
Welcome to It's Time to Go, a Big Brother Australia podcast. I'm here with my co-host Ben Myers. He's got some wine, and we're here with today a guest from the Big Brother house. Welcome, Shane.
Yay! Thanks for having me, boys.
He's here,
Anytime.
finally.
You've got some wine as well.
Yes, mate. Yes, mate. It's wine o'clock. It's COVID time. It's wine time. We're on.
Get around it. Get around it. First of all, once again, thanks for coming on. We're loving chatting to all these Big Brother contestants. And I'm super excited to talk to you because I feel like there was a few groups in the house, and I think you're going to be giving us some information that really wasn't put on TV. So I'm super keen.
Mate, I'll give you it all.
That's what we want.
I'm going to dump on everybody.
You didn't seem like the sort of person. You didn't seem like the sort of person that would come on and just be ready to shit on everyone that you lived with for a month. But if you want to,
you can get into it.
This is the place for
mate,
it.
Just tell them home truths, mate. Just home truths. I've had a few reds.
Oh, there we go. Before we get into the juicy stuff, what made you want to go into the Big Brother house?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I've always liked Big Brother as a series. I didn't even really know it was coming back. That last series of 2020 series, a bride actually sent me a messenger through Messenger, like the link to go do it. So I just sort of went, oh wow, Big Brother's back. So I clicked on the link, did the application, didn't think much of it at first, and then did like the 1 minute video you have to do, like a 1 minute, like a selfie video or whatever. Mine's so shit. Mine was awful. Mine was like up in the morning, no shirt, holding a baby, spew over me. You know,
that's what they love. They love that though.
Yeah, and then you know what? And then I got a call up saying come up to the auditions, which I did. And then it was sort of like group auditions or whatever. So it was, and then did the group audition up there and just kept getting called back. So yeah, and eventually they just rang me a few months later and went, "Oi, you're in."
You're in.
I feel like everyone we've spoken to so far has a story about someone that they were like, that was in the house, that was in the audition group with them. Was there anyone that was in your initial audition group that pulled through to the show with you as well?
No.
Oh, there wasn't.
No, because I was the only one because I had the audition in Brisbane.
Yep. Oh, gotcha.
Because Brisbane's closer than Sydney for me, and so there was no one else. Even though Danny's from Townsville.
Yeah.
She wasn't in my audition group or anything like that. So it was weird. Like I was a token representative of Queensland.
only Brizzy boy. Yeah.
Yeah, or a Queensland Gold Coast representative for the Brizzy house, for the Big Brother house anyway. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it.
Which is beautiful and kind of poetic because the initial show was obviously filmed in Queensland. So obviously, you're taking a piece of home with you.
Mate, and I thought it was going to be the same. I thought it was going to be a lot of this, a lot of spa time, a few treatments, none of this. I was constantly on the rant in the back of people, and I was out of control.
Believe me, we wish it was still that as well. We really do. Because I think when we were sort of, throughout the week, when we were sort of going on saying who would have killed, which contestants would have really done well if it was the original format of the show and less of this strategical bullshit, and we were saying you, Garth, Shane, Shane, Garth, Casey as well, and we said Sarah as well. Sarah obviously did quite well without, but yeah.
I would have loved the old format. Just not for any other reason, but I thought it would be nice for the public to have a say, because that's half the reason I love the show as well, because it was interactive. You know what I mean? It was kind of an interactive show, and I love that about it. But this way, it was more, like it was. I guess the Australian audience, didn't have a say. They were kind of isolated, and then just given like, 3 people and go, well, choose from this 3. Even if you don't like any 3 of them, you're going to have to choose fucking one of them. You know what I mean?
I still don't get that decision. I still don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like either we decide all of it or you guys decide all of it, I reckon.
Yeah. I get that. I 100% agree. Like when we went in, I didn't realize it was going to be so such a manipulative sort of situation where the outside audience doesn't get a say. You know what I mean? They'll sort of just thrust upon three people that they may not even like get on with at all, and just go, well, too bad, so sad. You got to. These are your three top finalists, and eat shit if you don't like them. Yeah,
we were stuck with them.
Yeah,
I think that's
pretty much.
what we all loved so much about the original show was like if you were a great guy that Australia loved, it's like you were the winner of Australian Big Brother. Like you're an Aussie guy, a person that Australia all got around. So yeah.
Yeah, but you guys missed out on heaps too. Like the Australian ones didn't get to see heaps. Like you guys, you would have. I guess you would have loved and hated a lot more people. I guess it was like the old up late shit and all that sort of carry on and all that like really, really down to earth conversations and getting to know people and stuff like that. There would have been a massive, I don't know whether it would have been a different outcome, but you would have seen a lot more of different people. And if Australia voted, I think it would have changed the whole show.
And we were sort of hoping for more of that. And we sort of understood that, hey, like we get that not a lot of their personality and this like one-on-one quality hangout time, it was what we're seeing on television. But a lot of the people that we were seeing that were just on fan forums weren't getting that. And they were thinking that was what they saw on television was what the people actually were 24/7, which is why we saw things like everyone hating on Dan and Matt when they were actually seemed to be completely decent guys. Like,
yeah, like Dan and Matt were great guys. And that's like, there wasn't really a real pain in the ass. Like I loved everyone for different reasons. And there was certain things that I didn't like about people either. You know what I mean? But that's living with 20 people. You like them for some reasons and you hate them for some reasons as well. You know what I mean? Like I never got to meet Alan until the finale.
Oh yeah, true. There you go.
So that was my first time meeting Alan. And Matt's like, mate, I don't know how you're going to go with this guy. And I said, why is that? And he goes, because he's pretty fucking full on, eh? You know, and so Matty told me that. So I was like, yeah, right, eh? He goes, so, but I met Alan and he's right. He's pretty fucking full on, but he's a nice guy. You know what I mean? It was just like, you know, like everything. He's not everyone's cup of tea, but that's just like, that's why they put different personalities in the house. They want that conflict. They want that back and forth. And they want a bit of, you know, I've still never met Laura.
Oh yeah, but she didn't go to the finale.
There you go.
She didn't go to the finale. So she was in lockdown. So I never laid eyes on her. So I'm just like, oh well, there was a chick that was in the same show as me, and I don't know who she is.
Have you watched the show?
Did you watch it
when it was on? Yeah.
I watched it.
Yeah.
So but she was only in it for a day as well, or 2 days or something like that. So I didn't get to, you know, you don't really get a feel for someone, only that, you know, she pissed everyone off and got voted out. So
trust me, we didn't get much of a feel for her either. We had no idea.
Yeah, mate. And I came in late too. I come swinging in a bloody cage, you know what I mean? And that was...
Yeah, what the fuck was going on there?
How was that?
Giving me a fucking heart attack. I thought I was coming in first. They don't tell you this shit. They don't tell you.
They tell you nothing.
Nothing. I was blindfolded half the day. I don't know what was going on.
Oh, right.
Blindfold you, chuck you in the car, and away you go.
Yeah,
so you came into the house on that forklift, and then you see everyone else basically.
Yeah, that was it. They didn't say anything else. They just went, "Here you go. You come in. This is the way you're entering the house." And I'm, oh, that's sick. We're going. You know, it was great. Like up in the cage, got to see all of Sydney. It was really lovely. It's a beautiful day. I was sweating like it must have been one of the hottest days in Sydney of all time. I'm wearing jeans and a shirt, but then I realised that they kept saying, "Oh, you got sunscreen on? You drinking lots of water?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sweating." And then I was like, "Hang on a second." And then all of a sudden, we get dropped in the cage. I see everyone, and then we got to hang there for 4 hours. And I was like, that's why we need sunscreen and water because we can't get out.
Yeah.
So,
the view would have been nice, but then how was sitting in the cage for? You were in there for about 4 or 5 hours, weren't you?
yeah, it was a pain in the bum. I think it was like 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, but the girls, I wouldn't mind. Like I was like, nah, and they're like every hour you stay in there, you get $50 towards the shopping task, and I was like, cool. I'm happy to stay as long as we can because at the end of the day, sorry,
all good.
Dickheads try to ring you.
Oh, gotcha.
And then at the end of the day, that shopping task and that $50 an hour will help me because I'm going to be in the house for a little while. I want to get fed as well. So I was like, grab me a pillow, bottle of water in a bucket. You can leave me here for a day. No dramas. Sweet.
If it's going to end, you know it's going to end. It's just a TV show. They can't hold you in there forever.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I always think about, like when I used to watch like Australia's Got Talent, and I'd see that guy doing Cosentino the Magician, and he'd hold himself up in the air like over a, he was like held underwater, or he was like being about to be ripped apart by like some massive machine if he didn't undo the locks in time, and I was like, holy shit, is it going to happen? Is he going to be ripped in half? But then I'm like, nah, they wouldn't be showing this on prime time.
It's
Channel
7
7
o'clock time slot. It's not happening. They don't love gore and blood at 7 p.m. That's why half the housemates were fine with like a lot of the shit that they did. They're like, it's a 7 o'clock time slot. They're not going to show this anyway. And I was like, yeah, well, there you go.
There's the loophole.
Yeah.
And they knew that. Unless there was an up, if there was an up late Big Brother 2020,
yeah,
I'll tell you what.
That's where it'd go down.
I'll tell you what, mate. It would be there'd be a lot of different things going on in the house. I'll tell you that much.
A bit of a different perspective of you.
Oh, mate! Not only me, everyone would just be like, "Far out! This is pretty heavy." Like,
not to throw people under the bus, and you don't have to give examples, but give us one name.
Oh, mate, there's heaps of stuff. Like there's heaps of stuff. Like mate, I could give you everybody's name. Everybody's done something bad at one stage.
I feel like the biggest story that came out that we never saw was Kieran and Hannah making out. That's the biggest story we've got.
Oh yeah, that was.
Oh, that's mediocre.
That's tame. That's tame.
That's tame. That's nothing.
That wasn't the biggest. Mate, one night we did improv night, and everyone like had this. We made up characters and stuff like that, and we had to sit on the couch and like it wasn't a far stretch for Garth. Like Garth and I were a gay couple, so that didn't make it that hard for Garth. But you know what I mean. I think Kieran was our son or something like that, and he was coming out, and we did this whole back and forth like improv thing, and then they pretended I was a dad, and my daughter was getting picked up by Chad for the first time. They were going out on a date. I think Hannah was my daughter, or Sarah was my daughter, and I was answering the door and not letting Chad in. It was. Mate, some of these stuff and the stories that went on and on were crazy.
I feel like Australia misses that stuff. Australia wants to see more of that stuff, and I hope that's what they do show us more of next season. But me and Jaden have recently been watching. We're actually doing a coverage podcast on the US Big Brother at the moment.
Oh yeah,
and it's really like it's all strategy. It's very little personality, and we feel like that's the road that Big Brother Australia is trying to head down. But hopefully, I feel like
they can do both. They can.
I hope they can balance it. I hope they can do a juggling act with it.
Yeah. I reckon the more personalities you see, if they can just bring a bit of personalities from people and just a bit more conversations around groups and how they form, and even though like you know in the house like there was a definite divide in the house, it wasn't like so black and white as they showed on the television. You know, there was like there was definitely interaction all the time between us, especially like it was showing that me and Chad were obviously together, and Matt and Dan and Xavier are always together and all that sort of stuff, but we were always hanging out. Always, it was just like when it came to that time we had to stab everyone in the back. It was like, all right, gloves are off, and we understood that. You know?
Yeah. Of course, voting's one thing, but you can still get along with everyone in the house.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing Matt's wedding next year. I'm
nice.
Awesome.
I'm his celebrant next year, and he was supposed to come up for my 40th, but he got locked down and Broken Hill as well. Xavier came up recently. I took him to the footy, the local.
Unreal.
Footy.
Nice.
Yeah, so we still sort of see each other and hang out and talk, you know, even though like we're on opposite sides of the bedroom.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, it was just a game, you know.
Yeah. Mate, Chad kicked Sabong. Sabong was already in the bed that I was going to, where when I got out of the cage, and Chad showed me through the house and blah, 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 and dragged me into the pink room. And Sabong had put his stuff on the bed next to Chad, and Chad just ripped it off and goes, "This is your bed, Chad."
That should have been the hit for him. He wasn't going to last very long in the house.
And then he went next door into the blue room, into the double bed, which was the double bed in the blue room was just eviction central. That bed, everyone that slept in that bed got evicted. So
the cursed bed.
Yeah, it was the cursed bed. Anyone that slept in it got the arse. So, but
I'm guessing Chad and Sophie avoided that bed. Got to stay out of that one.
They slept in a double bed next to me.
That's in the right room, though, in the pink room.
Yeah, they're a bit noisy though. A bit too much moaning and groaning going on for Dad late in the night.
Dad goes to bed early, and then it's the big brother couple next to him.
Dad was going to bed early at some stage. Like sometimes I was like, mate, because I'd sit up and you don't know what time it is, but I was always the first one up in the mornings as well.
Yeah.
I'd get up at like, I don't know, 2:30, 3 o'clock, cruise around the house. And that's another thing. Like you cruise around the house and then people get up during the night and go to the bathroom. I'd hide behind plants and jump out and scare the shit out of him. And I didn't show any of that either. So it just kind of sucked. I used to love doing that.
We missed out on far too much.
Yeah, I know. Nudity.
Oh my gosh.
So much nudity.
Nudity.
There's so much nudity. There's so much of it.
Hey, speaking of you and Garth being a gay couple, hypothetically, or in this theatrical scenario, in this improv scenario, and then speaking of you being a marriage celebrant, you were, and this is one thing I've wanted to ask you for a long time, first gay marriage celebrant in Australia. Can you tell us about that? It sounds interesting as hell. How'd that come about?
Yeah, so a couple of girlfriends of mine, they were obviously in a relationship for a very long time, like 7 years or something like that. And they kind of refused to get married until it became legal in Australia. And obviously then the legislation got passed. And yeah, I was lucky enough. My wife was really, really good friends with them. And then they just kind of went, let's get married. Let's be the first. And I went, right, so the first same-sex ladies in Australia at dawn. Yeah, so
on day one.
On day one, yeah.
Right.
Wow.
So yeah, January 9th, I think it was. Yeah, 2018. So yeah, it was heavy. Yeah, it was like at first they had like 12 guests. It was just going to be me and them, and all of a sudden it blew out to 80 guests, and every camera and every television show, morning show in Australia was there. And I was like, had wires just sticking out everywhere, just going there, right, we're going to get a feed off this guy. And then I was like, all right. And I had to sing as well, which even sucked even more.
What part of the wedding did you sing?
So I had to sing, like, because at first when they had 12 people there, they were like, Shane, can you sing the song for us? And I went, yeah, all right, it's 12 people, no dramas, I can sing. And they went, we want you to sing this song, which is that Adam Sandler song, Want to Grow Old With You.
Yeah.
You know, and I went, yeah, no dramas, 12 people. I won't get embarrassed. And all of a sudden, it got to the point where, you know, the whole nation's watching me and, the 80 guests. And I covered the mic at one stage and I said, am I still fucking singing this song? And they went, yeah. And I went, sweet.
You can't pull out now. You can't back down now.
Yeah, mate. It was way too late. So, yeah, away I went and I sung it on national television. And I got a call from my friend in Adelaide. He just woke up and goes, mate, just wake up. You're on Channel 9 singing a fucking stupid song. You're a dickhead. And I went, thank you very much. So yeah, mate, it was great. It was an awesome thing to be part of, and virtually a part of Australian marriage history.
Totally.
And I was I'm in a bit of folklore, which is great. I'm happy with that.
For sure.
No, that's nice, man. That's nice. Unique job as well. How long have you been doing that for?
So 7 years I've been a marriage celebrant for. Just sort of fell into that as well. Same sort of weird sort of situation. Went to, like, all my mates were getting married. You know, that year between 27 and 31, every single one of your mates get married. So it's weird. And so every weekend you've got a wedding to go to, and you're drunk every weekend, which is pretty standard. But you just get more drunk, and they're paying for it, which is great. We went to a few weddings, and I was watching the celebrants. It was the same sort of spiel all the time, and they were forgetting, like, grooms' names all the time, and those old ladies. No offense to the old ladies that do it, but there was just no young enthusiasm anymore. Yeah. And I just went to my wife, I could do this, and then that was it. Went and had a look, found out how to do it. Went and did a course, and went to a wedding expo, and booked 30 weddings in a day. So
Speaking of which, just onto the old lady thing, I really hate, like, this, like, whether I'm at weddings or funerals, it being just some random old dude or lady that you don't know, and they're like, it's like, you're talking about my uncle that's just died, you're like acting like you give a shit. I'm like, what is going on? Like,
unfortunately, there's sometimes there has to be the vessel that speaks, and sometimes they don't always get it right, and they're not always great at it. But some of them are, and some of them take the time out to do their homework. Like at weddings, I always do my homework and find out everything about the couple I possibly can to make it a personalised ceremony and their journey and their life and everything about them, which makes it unique. And the same as a funeral. Like, I don't do many funerals. I try to avoid them if I can, but I have done them.
Yeah, there you go.
And you do want to find out as much about the person as you can and get involved as much as you can with the family, so you don't feel like such a stiff board standing there and nephew sitting there accusing you and chastising you like yourself.
I feel like you would make it not only less miserable but more organic. So I'll
and that's what you want. That's what you want.
Absolutely. I mean, like when it was my great uncle's funeral late last year, and I was looking at the minister reading up front, and I'm like, you've read this exact speech before, dude. Like,
yeah. And you don't need that. What you want is something that, you want it to be about the person at least. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
As opposed to not being about them at all, considering they're deceased or their wedding day or whatever the situation may be.
Sure. Yeah.
We need more young people to follow your lead.
Yeah, there's a few. I've got a few working for me at the moment. Like I've got a little offset business called the Celebrant Circle, nice. And there's there's a few little great celebrants working with me, and we just all work together and throw work each other's way, which is really cool. So we're looking at building that up. So. And it's all full of young, enthusiastic celebrants, which is really cool. So,
and that helps for the online shit as well, because the online presentation of everything I've seen on the Instagram, things like that, is pretty strong, pretty clean as well. It looks all pretty nice. I like it.
Yeah, it's nice, mate. It's nice because I get like with everything that you've been doing for a while. I've been doing it for a little while, and you get really friendly with photographers and videographers, and they just send you stuff now. They send you really cool, clean shots and clean video edits and stuff like that. So it really helps my business. I'm like, I just sort of they sent it to me and I just put it on my Insta straight away and just share the story, it's great.
Worked out for everyone.
Yeah. Well, mate, that's business. I'm not going to lie to you, the wedding business isn't going great at the moment.
It'll bounce back.
Yeah, far out, man. Like, oh, dude, it's killing me. When's
the last time you did one? How often do you do it at the moment?
I'm lucky. I'm very fortunate to be able to do still weddings. Like, I'm still doing like one a week at least, you know what I mean?
Great. Yeah.
But generally, mate, I'm doing like 3 or 4 a week. Generally, I do like, maybe 80 to 100 weddings a year.
Wow.
And but lately, like, since I got out of the house, I've done like probably 10.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So yeah, just because of COVID, no one's got confidence, and I can understand that. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
You guys know exactly what it's like. You can't dance at weddings. You can't have more than a group of people, like 10 people in one area. It's really, really difficult to try have your perfect wedding with 10 people there when you can't, do a wedding dance or shake your ass or.
Hopefully next year boom for you. It's like, surely there's going to be like a backlog of weddings next year, plus everyone who was already going to get married next year. So it should be booming.
Shitload of weddings in the cannon, ready to go.
Yeah. That's another problem, though. That's the problem. I won't be able to fulfill everyone's requirements for me to do. I'll be like living and we're just waking up in a suit, just going, oh, here we go again, far out. Just put the names in front of me. I'll be like, do you? State your name. Like, next in. Like,
you can do a few like double weddings, like for half the price.
Yeah, well, the most I've ever done is 9 weddings in a weekend. Like, it was it was out of control. So it was a grand final weekend, which sucks because I didn't get to see any of the footy. But I think grooms don't think when their wife goes, let's get married this weekend. The grooms are like, because they're asking their grooms in January, they're like, yeah, no dramas, and it gets to like August and they realise it's grand final. They're like, fuck, you got me getting married in grand final day.
I'll always be devastated that I missed that Western Bulldogs Sydney grand final because I was getting a flight back from Darwin, and I remember my parents asked me whether that day was good to fly back or what day was good to come back, and I just said, yeah, whatever day, it doesn't matter. And then that ended up being the one the Dogs won, and it was the biggest grand final ever, and it was such a close game, and we landed as we were seeing all the miserable Sydney fans walking to the plane as we were coming out.
You got to plan that shit ahead.
Yeah, see, guys don't they? They just think you just go, yeah, are we good to go? Like, yeah, no, whatever, darling, you're sweet. Yeah, just book it, whatever, we're sweet, no worries. And then it doesn't click until it gets real close, and you're like, fuck.
It does work out. It does work out 90% of the time, but it hurts when it doesn't, that 10%.
Oh, mate, yeah. It doesn't always work out as smoothly as possible as you think it's going to be. Like, yeah. But, you know, sometimes you've got to take one. You've got to take one sometimes. Can't win them all.
It's the price of being a man nowadays. It sucks.
I guess back to Big Brother. I want to get back on Big Brother.
Oh, sure.
No, because you said you can't win them all, and dude, you had a massive swing for the fences on this show, and it didn't land. But I want to find out more about it. I'm talking about episode 9. Matt, Zoe, and Xavier. They're sitting there in the chairs, and you fall. Zoe, like how much do you think that impacted you going home after that?
Heaps. Like the week before, I was up on the couch. I had no votes. Not just like sitting there, and I guess I was just trying to overthink the game too much at that stage. I was like, righto. I know Maddie and Dan were dictating the next moves from most votes as well. You know, people were just going along with it. And I was happy to go. I was conforming as well because, you know, it was kind of working in my favour. I could have probably kept my mouth shut and just stayed there for longer and just conformed. But eventually, mate, I was going to get picked off as well. You know, I was never – and I thought to myself, if I strike early and these guys come with me, perhaps we've got a chance to overthrow – the big dogs a little bit, you know what I mean? Like throw a sparrow in the works. Like, well, I had Ange, Kieran. Well, Kieran was a swinger anyway, but
he was swinging all over
whole time.
He's always swinging, mate. You never know where he was going to land. But I definitely had Ange and Sarah.
Yep.
On my side, which I thought at one stage, and I thought, okay, well there's the numbers there, you know what I mean? And it wasn't until up until like the last couple of minutes, like leading up, and I thought, I'm stuffed here. They're gonna screw me over, get Zoe out, and then Maddie's knows that I went after him.
Still in the house.
And the next challenge, out of all challenges, it comes down to me and him.
Yeah, you couldn't script that shit. You couldn't script it.
And I knew, like I even went into Big Brother the morning of, because there's like, you know, between that moment of the vote that I didn't like, Zoe left. It's still there's still like 3 or 4 days there. You know what I mean? Before me and Maddie went up against each other, had that challenge, and so when we got up to go, you know, the box challenge, looked over and looked at Matt, but I wouldn't have put Maddie up.
Who would have you put up?
I would have probably put up Ange.
Yeah.
Kieran.
Yeah, some like
Casey?
some of those. Casey?
Yeah, probably. You know, at that stage, I was, you know, I knew I wanted someone over there to go, but I was also pissed off that Ange came back and got a second chance. So I was like, she doesn't deserve, like, what? Like, everyone in there was the same. Like, she didn't deserve to be there. And that's why I was kind of, when I got voted, that they voted me out over her, and I was like, far out, they must really want me fucking out of here.
Well, she followed,
hated her.
she followed you straight afterwards.
Yeah, I know she did, but even like Chad, like when Chad first got out, like the show was over and everything was filmed and everything was wrapped.
Yeah.
Like Chad rang me, he was one of the first to ring me. And he's like, hey bro, and I said, how you going? He goes, man, we got that bitch out for you. It was great.
Oh, that's intense, man. She had a lot of drama in the house revolved around Ange.
Yeah. Well, you know what? In the house is in the house. Like, I called her a bitch, and like she called me an asshole. She called me boring. Like, but you know, at the end of the day, she played the game.
She did.
Like she wanted to play the game, and that was awesome. You know, the way she played, the way it was supposed to be played. Like everyone had their own way of playing the game, and that's how she played it. You know what I mean? But I still talk to Ange. I still talk to everybody. So I mean, everyone knows the house is the house, and that's done. But we all shared a pretty unique experience together, and you know, we'll all still be talking, you know, about it for ages. Like, so that's a pretty cool thing.
It's an
And
experience that like only you guys can like understand.
Yeah, Matty gave me the ass, and I married him next year. You know what I mean? Like
That's
it
what I
wasn't,
mean.
you know. So you still the game's like anything. It's like if you lose at chess to your grandfather, you don't get up and kick him in the face.
Yeah.
You don't go down the RSL and ridicule him. You just go, oh well, granddad beat me at chess. I gotta go. You know, what
I am still holding a grudge against my grandfather from a chess game many years ago.
Poor granddad. He's probably
Salty.
sitting watching this.
He's just too good at chess.
Yeah, well, Ben, you get that sometimes. They didn't have Xbox, mate. They had chess.
They learned how to play.
I actually got pitched a game of chess to me the other day. I hadn't played chess in a long, long time, and I went, nah. Like, I don't think so. I'm playing pool. I've gotten onto Xbox. I've started playing Call of Duty for the first time in my life.
Oh, yeah, right.
And
But if you said yes to the chess, that would show how bad Stage 4 has gotten. If you said yes.
Give it one more week. If they extend the lockdown by 2 more weeks, I'll be playing chess every day.
So
that'll show.
So what happens with you guys? That means obviously no bars or anything's open. Nothing. No fun's open. No fun.
No
zone.
fun. This is a no fun zone.
Zero fun zone.
Yeah,
Zero
absolutely.
fun.
Strictly no fun policy. I think that like the maximum you can do at the moment is like go to like get like a takeaway sandwich from my local cafe is like the most you can do. But it's like one person allowed in the shop at a time, and then you've got to like, and then you go out front, you wear your mask, you get the sandwich, and you go home.
So you can grab the bottle shops are still open.
Yeah,
Bottle
they're still
shops-
open. Yeah.
Apparently, the bottle shops are still open because it would like do more damage to the health system from alcoholics detoxing. They go into from their detox, it would like send more alcoholics into hospitals. So there'd be more more pressure on the health.
Everyone at this moment.
Yeah, they were like, how could we survive without alcohol in Stage 4?
Oh, mate, you guys would be. Oh, I couldn't imagine it. Like at the climate that you guys are going through at the moment. If you imagine not having a release or be able to have a beer, at least you can have a beer with someone. You know what I mean? Like, imagine not being able to do that. You guys would just be. It'd be riots.
And that's
Do
what
many people up your way wear the masks?
Up here?
Yeah. Does anyone wear masks?
Nah.
No one wears masks.
Dude, it was
Ben,
like when they suggested it here, like when they said to us here, they were like, we advise you wear a mask. No one was wearing it, but then when they made it mandatory on the Monday, and they said it's going to be mandatory on the Wednesday. And I remember going to the shops on the Tuesday, and it was probably like 1 in 20 people was wearing a mask. So people don't want to wear a mask unless we absolutely have to, unless we get a fine. Yeah. Yeah,
well, that's another thing. You got to get fined, don't you? I mean, if they made it mandatory up here, I'm sure people wear it. A lot of the elderly do. I guess.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Because it's like where I live as well. It's like heaven's waiting room up here. It's like there's all bowls clubs and RSLs and stuff like that. So a lot of the elderly do, but the young crew don't really rock it at all. So everyone's sort of like, but there's no cases up here either. Like where I live, there's like,
why would you?
Our hospital hasn't even had one case.
Oh shit! There you go.
So
you're living the good life.
Yeah, well, I think it's just like this little pocket where we're at, like because we're right, like Tweed, Coolangatta's right at the end of so you don't get too much traffic either way. Like everyone's going down past us, you know what I mean? So we miss a lot of all the COVID disease, I guess. I don't know. No one's sneezing out the window on the drive past the highway. I don't know.
That's good. Well, it's keeping you safe. Yeah,
at the moment it is. So, but I still can't go anywhere. It's still blocked off the borders, so we're still sort of screwed a little bit. So for this little moment anyway. But how's the numbers down your way? Are they still massive?
It was 70, 90 today. So
that's under 100.
Under 100 for the first time.
That's good, right?
Yeah, that's good. We're taking it.
I mean, it's funny that it feels like it was only 3 weeks ago that we saw the number like 90 and we were like losing our shit. But now it's like we're seeing 90 and we're like, thank fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Better than
it was up like 700 or something at one stage, you know what I mean? Yeah. So now then down to 90, like, good.
We'll take it.
Good, guys.
We'll take it.
Keep wearing your masks.
Yeah, I guess it's doing the job. I guess that's what it is. That and a few other things.
Yeah, I know. You got to batten down the hatches for a little while, fellas. It's just the way it is. Like, I'm sure it's, you guys have probably hit the worst, but I mean, I think Sydney's Sydney's still open, I guess, in certain neighbourhoods. I've heard. Like, I don't know, I haven't been down there, but like there's certain neighbourhoods that are, shut down and locked down. But,
Right.
Yeah, but I think it's just gonna hopefully just
Go away.
Go
Please.
away. Everyone just gets a shot in the ass, like penicillin, and away we go again.
Yeah, and hopefully we make sure as many people as possible get that shot, and hopefully people listen to the scientific and health advice to get the shot.
Yeah, how funny is conspiracy theories? They're the funniest.
How funny.
I was going to say it would be good on next year's Big Brother if there was like an anti-vaxxer or a conspiracy person.
Oh, mate.
Because that would set it off.
I'd get my cousin on there. My cousin sends me the weirdest shit, like at 3 a.m. Like he's been up all night, and then all of a sudden you'll just get like your phone go ding, and he'll go, watch this shit. And you'll watch it. I'll get about 3 minutes into it, and I'll go, man, this goes for 4 hours. I ain't watching this shit. I'm going to bed. It's 3 a.m.
And it's just a video of some old dude ranting in a truck, and he's just losing his mind.
Just losing it about coronavirus. It's the worst. Oh, mate, like there's some of the theories that he sent me just blows my mind. But obviously everyone's got a reason. Everyone's got like their whatever rational thinking they've got going on in their mind as to what this is all about. That's what they believe, and that's it's kind of funny, man. But I think I don't know, man. Like I got to go with the numbers on this one. Just get a shot, get it fixed, get it out of there. Like all vaccines, there's been some big ones that have come through the human race, just get it done.
It is understandable that times like these do bring the crazies out. It does bring them out of the woodworks. We don't see them all the time, but they're at our doorsteps now. We can't avoid them.
I don't mind them. I don't mind them at all. I love hearing that, because you know what? It does give you a bit of a left field sort of thought process.
Sure.
Perhaps, maybe.
It's interesting.
But, it does open your eyes a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Like it doesn't make you think so. I guess straight down the line. It gives you that alternate thought process that you can go, oh yeah, man. Well, maybe a little bit of that could be relative.
And because it is at a point, especially because in Victoria, it's so on everyone's minds and people can't leave their houses. It's like, it really is like one in, I'd say, every 5 of my friends is sharing something that's pushing the boundaries of being like a bit right or a bit conspiracy theory-ish.
Yeah.
It's understandable, but I do see it, and you can sort of tell which ones at the start, because they're posting, essays and essays and essays on Facebook every day. And it's like, I've sort of grown to know which ones I should bother giving a read and the other ones that I should just go, all right, I'm just going to skim over this or disregard completely.
So the guys that you see across the road and you just wave at and keep walking, like the guys that like, g'day mate, yeah, no dramas. Oh, I'm just got to keep.
You just brought it back to Big Brother. I want to know. We've done a few interviews now, and each time I keep on forgetting to ask this question. Okay. You're evicted. You're out of the house. You're in a car. Where do you go?
So, luckily you're not blindfolded anymore. Like when you lead up to the house, you're just blindfolded everywhere you go before you actually enter the house.
Okay.
Like even from the bloody airport, they chuck a blindfold on you so you don't know where your hotel is or anything like that.
Okay, that's
and
crazy.
You're not even allowed to go outside on your balcony,
right.
In the hotel, and you're sort of locked down in your hotel for about 2 or 3 days before. Well, I was before I went into the actual house. Okay. So, and people come in and like you get visitors now and then, but there's security in your door and you can't leave. You can't go anywhere. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, when you leave the house, you do like an interview in the car with the producer and the cameraman and the driver, blah, blah, blah. And then they kind of just give you a bit of a rundown of what's happened throughout the time. So they give you a little bit of a debrief of what's happened over your time, your course of being
inside the house
away.
Or outside the house?
Outside the house.
Oh, outside, okay.
Yeah, outside.
So obviously with us, it was COVID was a massive thing.
Yep.
So it was more so of a debrief of like, listen, blah, 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 this is what's been happening over the last sort of, I think I was in the house just under 4 weeks, I think, 3 weeks and 4 days or something I was in the house. So this is what's been happening over that time. So, and they just explain it to you as they're taking you to your hotel, and then they just sort of throw you in a hotel room, and then you get to, because you don't eat great in the house. I don't know whether you've heard this, but
Oh, we heard the whole time.
It's rations and KFC, so it's
yeah,
a
mate,
dream diet.
I was hiding chicken everywhere. Like every time I got KFC, I'd be hiding wings in places and like, yeah.
They got a lot out of their sponsorship.
Yeah, they did. But then you got, when you got out, obviously they're just like, what do you want to eat? And I'm like, everything, you know what I mean? But like everything you can get me right now. I want hot chips. I want burgers. I want, whatever you can get. So yeah, to say you sit in your hotel room and they just feed you and feed you and feed you, and then
Awesome.
and then you sleep, and then you masturbate, and then you go to sleep.
And that's the end of your Big Brother experience.
And that's it. No, because it's so different from the old show. Because the old show, you'd come out on stage and everyone would be screaming. And then this show, it's like you just drive away in a car and that's it.
Into the abyss.
Mate, that's the end. That's so much. Like, there's a lot of reasons why I wanted to go on that show, and half the reason was that, like, to get that beautiful adulation as you walked out because you've just experienced something so different and far removed, and people have been watching. You go out and then you'd love. I want to high five kids when I'm walking around. I want to hug people. I want to do all that sort of stuff, but like due to COVID as well, and obviously the gameplay that was happening, we didn't get that opportunity.
Didn't even get it at the end, yeah.
No, even the finale, you couldn't even do it there. It was, even in the finale when we weren't even supposed to hug and each other, let alone like contestants and everyone. But at that stage, we couldn't help ourselves. Especially me, like Chad won, and I was so stoked that I just ran up and just gave him the biggest hug on earth. I couldn't bloody help myself.
I remember my dad was watching that going, oh, I don't know if he should be.
Yeah. Oh, mate. Don't worry. Between Chad and I, we got a lot of questions about that afterwards. It's like he hugged you harder than he hugged Sophie. Why is he hugging you so much? Blah, blah, blah.
Is he giving half the cash to Shane now?
Yeah, no. Well, he promised me a trip to Vegas, so that's why I was pumped. I was like, I'm going to Vegas, baby.
We'll have to get in on that. I reckon that's where I'm going to head.
Can we go to Vegas?
Post-COVID.
Yeah. Oh, mate. Coming with Chad. With Chad shouting me, so you guys can just jump on. Chad jump on. You guys can be the what do you call it? Just come and film a movie.
Yeah, we'll document the whole.
Document it. Make a biopic. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, there you go. You document the whole thing, and then you can write off as sell the rights, and then all of a sudden you Vegas. You can write it off as tax.
Mike, can we invite Mike Goldman? Can Goldman come with us?
Goldman was at the finale.
Right.
He was hanging around after parties and stuff. Yeah, no, Mike's a good bloke. He's always good. He's a good laugh.
No,
he was an idol of mine as a child when I used to sneak up to watch Up Late.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, he's got the golden voice box, doesn't he?
Oh, totally.
He does.
Yeah, he's a good bloke.
But it won't be, Vegas for me. It won't be Vegas post-COVID. It actually is. The plan at the moment is Gold Coast, Queensland. I'm moving to Queensland.
Are ya?
Yeah, that's the plan. Me and sorry, Jaden, I haven't told you, but I'm leaving you.
You're leaving me behind. I can understand. Got to get out of stage 4. Got to go to the Gold Coast.
No, it's not even a stage 4 thing. It was just like we were planning it. Me and like a couple, like a friend that's like a couple of 2 friends that are a couple of mine. Yeah, we're going to. Sorry, it took me a while to get out. Gold Coast area. We're thinking Sunshine. Yeah. It's a menage a trois. Thank you. You've got it down pat. Shane's very familiar with the concept.
If you do meet
what
a
he's
girl,
trying to explain to you is they're menaging to the Gold Coast because that's where it all happens up here on the GC.
The party's at. Yeah.
I was going to say, if he meets a girl and it goes well, he's got your contact details and it's all going to be happening.
Oh, it gets freaky as shit up here, mate. It's GC. Like it's always hot. No one's got any clothes on. It's especially during summer. It's party central, but COVID time, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Last time I went there. Oh no, go for it.
I was going to say I got invited to a nightclub opening like 2 weeks ago, and it was like 100 people, and I just went, and I didn't go. I just went, no, that was sweet. So
last time I was up there I was staying in Q1 in Surfers Paradise, the mega building. It's Q1, isn't it? I was staying there with a girl I was dating at the time. And I was wishing I wasn't dating her when I was there.
You got to ditch her before the trip.
Yeah, no, biggest mistake of my life.
And you know what? I hope you're watching, love.
Can we get a name and send her the vid?
Just
We're on-
stab
we're
her
on-
right in the face.
We're on decent terms now, so we'll try to keep it that way for now.
Well, I hope she doesn't watch the show, Ben.
Good shit.
There's always a
Alrighty.
story.
So when do you move? When's the big move? Oh, after COVID.
As soon as we can. Yeah. I think it's the plan. Yeah. I was on the phone to my friend Caitlin today, and I think that is that's the go. She's been wanting to do it for a while. She's got a makeup business. She's got like a beauty and makeup business, and she's got like a clientele sort of. She knows she has a sort of clientele that's ready for her up there, a decent sized clientele that's ready for her to go up there. And my other mate's a enrolled nurse. He's an EN, so he's sort of got a placement that he can switch to whenever. And I don't have anything tied down with work or anything like that. It's just this podcast, but we can do that over Zoom.
Zoom.
Oh, mate, you can do the Ben, Shano, and Jaden show, mate. We'll be on.
Yeah, buddy.
No.
It'll be me and Shane in the studio, and Jaden will be the caller.
Yeah. Was it from one of the surf clubs or a pub, mate? Just something
Unreal.
really chilled.
And you guys will be getting the sun, and I'm going to be down in Victoria, and it'll be like raining for like 5 hours.
Let's go, mate. Just come up here, Jaden. Just pack your shit. Let's go.
Oh man, who knows?
Get
Crazy
out of-
world.
Get out of Melbourne, mate. Come up to the Sunshine State.
I feel like we could convince you. It wouldn't take too much of an armful.
Definitely after stage 4, I'm definitely keen to go somewhere.
Let's do
Mate,
something.
I think everyone's keen to get out somewhere. Like, I'm keen to go. Like, I just want to get, I don't know where. I think we've got, like, even like Northside, the Sunshine Coast, I think was our go-to for, after this is all finished, just to get away from here. But yeah, I'd like to get on a plane and go somewhere, but whether or not that's going to happen, I wouldn't know either.
You're a bit of a surfer yourself, aren't you? So you spend, I think I've seen a couple of photos of you in Bali or Indonesia. Is that right?
Yeah, that was at, there's a few photos of Bali and a few photos at the Mentawais. The Mentawais.
Gotcha.
I went there last year, or the year before.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that was real fun. So, but, it was, just to get out and away, you know what I mean? It's always fun. Like, I used to be a flight attendant. I was a flight attendant for like 11 years. So
There you go.
to be able to travel around and stuff like that was awesome.
It was weird. I was thinking yesterday, like, I'm just keen for the idea of getting on a plane. Like, not
I
even
know,
not even a planned location, but just being on a plane. It's an exciting
to
thought.
Go.
Yeah.
I think you guys need it more than I do personally, but just to get on and just go somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm actually meant to be in Italy right now.
There you go.
So that would have been my plane trip, but that was cancelled.
That's horrible that's not happening right now. You know?
That's okay.
I mean, right now you wouldn't want to be in Italy anyway.
I was going to say, it's like, where do you escape to? You escape to somewhere else that's just as infested with COVID
Just as
anyway.
bad.
It's
You'd
like
be
we're on stage 4. What are they on stage 3? Who knows?
Yeah, you guys you'd be doing the same thing right now in Italy, just sitting down, probably drinking more red wine and eating more pizza. But but still,
I'm gonna wait till the planes are safe.
Yeah, exactly. Like everything. Like that's the whole of Vegas. That's why Chad and I are holding off on Vegas because you just never know. We don't know what's going on over there. And the States are they're pretty liberal with their whole COVID thing going over there. Actually.
They are, they're loose.
They don't mind not giving a shit about COVID at all. So, which is why the disease is so rife and spread out. So, I don't think I'm in a massive rush to get amongst the
Americans
COVID specials.
Just make sure Chad holds up his end of the bargain, and you can go anytime you want. Once it's all over.
I know, mate. I know. I'd like to go with him. I just don't want to go by myself. I'd like to go with him. I just don't want him to send me a ticket. Just goes, you can go whenever you want, mate. Just leave.
Let's just hope he hasn't blown through all that cash by the time COVID's over.
Actually, you're probably right. I should probably get the ticket in advance.
So book him now.
Get it locked in.
Account details.
Now that you mention it, you probably good thinking. Good thinking. I'll get that cash in advance or cash on delivery, COD, mate. Something. Just send me an advance. Just send me something. So, but mate. I was stoked that he won. I was very happy with the.
I was going to ask about that. Absolutely.
If it wasn't going to be me, I was very happy that it was Chad. So because like Matt and Dan were very close. Chad and I had the same sort of relationship. Didn't really get shown too much because obviously Sophie cut my grass, the bitch. No, sorry. But Chad and I got along like really well as well. So we're always doing stuff in the backyard together, and I was trying to keep up with him, the fitness thing, but that's ridiculous because he's a freak. But
He's intense.
we just sort of just got on, and his dad died, my mum died earlier as well, so we had that sort of connection as well. So I don't know, we just sort of as soon as we met each other, we sort of just felt comfortable,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nah, it would have been good for you, like, watching the show, knowing that, like, he keeps on moving forward step after step. You're like, at least if I'm out, at least he keeps on moving forward.
Yeah, mate. I was very, very happy. Obviously, like, everyone was out by the show the show aired. So I'd keep in contact with Chad pretty much before every episode leading up, and even when I was in the house and after the house as well, I'd ring him, and he'd go, go watch this show, no? You gotta watch this one, mate. It's gonna be a good one. Watch this one. He'd always tell me, which is really bad for me because he'd tell me who won. I'd know what was going on before the show even aired. Like, I'd know who won, what challenge, and blah, blah, blah.
No surprise.
Because people would come over to my house and watch it in my backyard. I got to tell you, back. We'd all sit at the back and watch it.
Viewing parties.
And then I'd just be like, I know who wins. And then they go, don't tell us we're going to watch it. I go, all right. And just 5 minutes before the challenge, I go, Chad wins it. They're like, shut the fuck up, Chad. So, anyway, that was it was good. It was good to watch it all back and see everyone and how far they got, and how much they enjoyed it all too. So I was proud of all of them. And I was just stoked to be a part of it.
That just gave me a thought. I feel like next season we should do like viewing parties, and then like directly after the episode, we get on this and do like a post show like they do on like The Walking Dead, or like as soon as it finishes, we jump on and then we get Shane on and we all talk about it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Then Shane doesn't spoil it. No spoilers.
Because he's got no connections.
I won't know. But although
you'll have connections,
inside goss. If you want to know some inside goss, people have been messaging me, telling me that they as they go through the audition process. So
you'll have a connection.
We'll know someone in there.
Yeah, I reckon you will.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so they just message me and go, listen, I've got through this process. There's 3 different people that I know throughout different walks of life that have messaged me and going, I've gone through this process. I'm up to this process. I'm going through this now. Blah blah blah. So whether or not they get on, I will let you boys know.
There you go.
Unreal.
And do you know if they're still filming late this year, right? October? Is that what I heard?
So rumor is November.
Okay.
November-ish.
Fair.
So because I heard like 7 bought the rights to The Voice.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
They did.
So Sonia's doing that as well.
So I don't know whether Sonia's doing that. I've thrown my hat in the ring to be at the back doing the interviews with the family.
The green room, yeah.
You know what we should do? We should start a campaign for you to do that now. We should get this going. Get an online petition.
Get it going, guys.
Get on the ground.
Shane on The Voice in the green room. That'll be great. You guys will get a kickback on my kickbacks.
Yeah. Again, works full circle.
Pyramid scheme.
We're all going around. We're all team here. We're all team.
We're all a team.
So I'm just assuming that they're trying to bang out Big Brother, and then so they're not sort of competing with each other. Obviously, ratings-wise, I'll just go Big Brother, and then The Voice will start again next year. So they've got the sort of, I guess, the monopoly of reality TV shows that, when we were doing Big Brother, The Voice and Big Brother competed against each other for ratings, and now that Channel 7's got both.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
They're laughing, mate. Laughing. They'll take the ratings war. So, it'll be interesting times next year. Hopefully, fingers crossed that they give me a gig on the green room of The Voice.
Get in there, I reckon.
Let's start a campaign, boys. I like where your head's at.
All right.
I'm going to get behind you. You get behind me. I'll get behind you.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Oh, mate, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
It does.
That's what I like. You boys are in COVID 4 lockdown. You got nothing on. Just
got to make shit happen.
Yeah, just build it up. We'll build it together. We'll make it work. It'll be funny.
We'll do it together. All right, we've got some plans ahead of us. Shane, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
You've been insightful. You've been a laugh. I wish we saw more of you on the show.
So right.
I feel like Channel 7 can give us like more episodes with just behind the scenes footage. Like, give me more.
Yeah, I'd love to see more episodes. I'd love to see more of everything if I could. So yeah, and I love the public to see more of everything as well. So there's so much that you guys missed out on, and I think if you saw that, you would enjoy the show even more so. You know what I mean? And the characters in it. So yeah.
I'm keen to see more people. Is Ben? Have we lost you? I think we've lost Ben.
He's gone to the bottle.
He's gone to the bottle. We're gonna have to. Are we wrapping up without him?
Yeah, we can wrap up without him.
We're wrapping up. Bro, thank you so much. Ben's already gone. He's on the grog. Cheers.
I reckon he spilled a bottle of wine somewhere. He's something gross.
I can see his lips moving. I just can't hear him talking.
I can't see him at all.
You can't see him at all? No, he's done.
He's spilled a bottle of wine or kicked the cord out or something.
All right. He can't understand. All right. Peace out, bro. Stay safe out there.
Thanks, guys.